In this video, we're going to cover 5 steps to manifesting what you want. These 5 steps can be used when working towards any goal that's important to you. Also, it may take some time to apply these 5 steps so that they become a habit and easy to use. But the key is to just work through the steps as best as you can, and as you use them, you'll find that you'll start to make progress towards your goals. So let's start. Let's go through these 5 steps. Let's have an overview first. So step 1, access your true self. Step 2, in consciousness, experience the reality of achieving what you want. Step 3, plan the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. Step 4, take action. And step 5, track your progress and make corrections. So let's go through these 5 steps in a little bit more detail, each one of them. So step 1, access your true self. What is our true essence? What is that part of us that sometimes is very, very difficult to access? Now, many people use different names or words that point towards it, but you actually cannot really use words, because our true essence is that which is beyond our 5 senses. But these are words that we can use to point towards the true self, our true essence. Knowledge, true knowledge. The knowledge that recognizes what is ego and what is the truth. We need to understand and experience true knowledge. Once we have true knowledge, we're able to discern. Secondly, it could be infinite intelligence. Some people say that the true essence is infinite wisdom. All knowledge that ever has been and ever will be. That is our essence. Pure love, blissfulness, total blissfulness, abundant value, energy, creative power, stillness, abundance, consciousness. These are some of the words that point towards the true essence that is our very, very being. So why is it important to access our true essence? Why is it for our true essence to reveal itself in our life? First of all, energy is creative power. We need energy in order to create. In the book As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, he says, man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. But when he realizes that he is a creative power and that he may command the hidden soil and seeds of his being, out of which circumstances grow, he then becomes the rightful master of himself. So when we start to access and tap into our very essence, we start to realize that part of our essence is energy itself, creative power. And when we start to gain true knowledge about the self, we start to realize that this energy, this creative power that is our true essence, when we learn to take control and be in control of this energy and are able to direct it, we then realize that we can create the circumstances and situations that we want to see manifesting in our lives. And we realize that we are not creatures of circumstance. We are creators, and we can create whatever we want to see manifesting. This is what starts to happen when we start to access the knowledge of our true self. We realize that everything that is coming our way is for us to learn from the situations, to become stronger, and to use them to cause more of the power that we are to reveal itself and to make more progress in this direction. The key is we must learn to take control of the power that is our essence and learn to direct this power. Something that is very, very important. Why is it important to learn to take control of this power? Because we know that we have the ego that's part of us, and we also have the true self. Now, when the ego is running, what we are actually doing, we are unconsciously investing our energy into keeping the ego alive. And the ego actually imprisons us. The ego is what causes us to doubt ourselves, to want separation in our life, to want conflict in our life, to have a low self-worth, not to feel okay. So when we take control of our power, we are able to clear away the ego. And this, that is our true essence, our energy starts to reveal itself. Also, James Allen in his book says, only by much searching and mining are gold and diamonds obtained. And man can find every truth connected with his being if he will dig deep into the mine of his soul, James Allen. So in order to access our true essence, we need to spend the time, we need to have the patience, and we need to have the commitment, because it takes time to understand and to experience our true essence. But as we start doing this, as we are prepared to put the time into doing this, we will eventually start to cause more of our essence to reveal itself. And I'm going to do a specific individual separate video on what we can do to access our higher self or our true self. In this video, I just want to give an overview of the points that we can use, the 5 steps that we can use to manifest what we want. So that's step 1. We must access our true essence. Step 2 of the 5 steps. In consciousness, experience the reality of achieving what you want. So in consciousness, we must learn to experience the reality of achieving what we want. Now, why is this important? Because everything that was created in consciousness first, in thought first. Look around you, the buildings that you see, the cars, the technology, computers, cell phones, clothing, furniture, everything that you see was first created in consciousness. It was born in consciousness, created, and then by taking action, it manifested in the physical world. So creation and manifestation of what we want begins in consciousness first. We have to learn to experience in consciousness that which we want, and that's which we are seeking. So the first step to make this happen is that we need to ask ourselves, what do we really want? What do you really want to achieve? What do you really want to achieve in the different areas of your life? And before you get very specific, you can just start out with a list of ideas that come to your mind. What would you like to see happening in your financial area? If you had a lot of money, an abundance of money and a lot of free time, what would be different in your life? What would you like to buy? What are some things you'd like to do with plenty of money that you can't do right now? How would you like to help? What charities would you like to give to? How would you like to enrich people's lives by having plenty money? In what way would your own life have more quality by having more money and more time? In your family area, what's important? Relationships. What relationships are important in your life right now? Are you happy with your current relationships in the different areas of life? Your spiritual area, what would you like to achieve in that area? Money. What are your financial goals? Are you saving enough for the future? Are you happy with how much you're investing? Have you got enough cash flow that can see you through difficult times? Health. What would you like to see in the area of your health? Are you as fit as you'd like to be? Your eating. Are you eating quality foods? Do you have enough money to buy the quality foods that you want? How do you want to enrich other people's lives? So I'm also going to do a video on getting clear on what we want. But these are the things we need to start to ask ourselves. If we want to experience in consciousness what we really want, we need to be very clear and specific about what we really want to achieve. And like I said, it can just start with a list. And then we can, from the list, we can get more clear and more specific. Get clarity and decide what you really want to achieve and when you want to achieve the goal by. Visualize your goals in mind. And this is the secret. Energize them and they become real in your consciousness. Now, what do I mean by that? In step 1, I said we need to learn to take control of our power and we need to learn to get in touch with our true essence. Now, one of the things that we're going to learn through these videos that I'm sharing with you, in the very, very first video that I created and uploaded, A Pathway Back to the Garden of Eden, I spoke about energy and learning to take control of our energy and our power, which is linked to our sexual energy, and learning to work with our sexual energy and learning to cause this energy to build inside our body and to move upwards into our brain area. I spoke about that in a lot of detail in the first video that I've uploaded that you can go and have a look at. Now, what's very important, we need to learn, and it takes time. It's a process. It took me years and years. I'm still working on it, but we need to learn to access this energy. We need to learn to channel our sexual energy to build it inside our body and to learn to get it to move upwards into our brain area. Now, when we learn to energize our brain area, what starts to happen, we start to access our true essence. We start to access this grounded and creative power that is our essence. We'll feel this energy. Now, once we know and we are clear about and specific about what our goal is, and we start to visualize our goal, once we start to visualize our goal in our mind, we start to energize our goal with this energy that we build inside our body. This is what step 2 is all about. In consciousness, experience the reality of achieving what you want. So we've got to learn to build the energy, and we've got to learn in consciousness to experience the reality of what we want to achieve. Now, why is this important? You see, as we experience the reality of achieving our goals, as clearly as you can see what's in your room at the moment or what's around you, when we experience in consciousness the reality of achieving our goals, what happens is that as we own our goals in consciousness, they are in alignment with our truth. It's very important. So in other words, we own the reality of our goals. We are comfortable with achieving these goals. And at that point, what starts to happen? We radiate out what we attract. We start to radiate this energy, this frequency of what we want to achieve, and we start to attract that which we are. That's that which we are experiencing. Now we are starting to radiate to the universe, the energy field, what we really want. We send a message out to the universe of what we really want, and we're comfortable achieving these goals because we're experiencing them totally in consciousness. We're okay and with having them. The energy that we radiate communicates to the field of all consciousness, and like calls to like. Our energy attracts energy that is seeking what we are seeking, and these energies start to connect and cause a meeting to take place. Many times we're very focused on our goals, we're experiencing them, and what starts to happen out the blue, we start bumping into people that lead us and help us to achieve our goals. Or if you want to start writing a book, we're very focused on that. Out the blue, we start to, we'll see an advert or we'll see some information about the publishers who is looking for authors. Things start to happen, synchronicities start to happen, they come about. That's where the magic starts to happen. An example of this, when we're in tune with our energy, we call it the sixth sense. As I mentioned, you'll be thinking about a person and you want to talk to them, and out the blue, they'll phone you. Or you walk into a room with a lot of people and somehow you see a person and you haven't even met this person, but you just feel very comfortable. Somehow your gut feel says that's a good person to get to know. So what is actually happening here? We're in tune with our energy. We're already doing it. We just need to learn to consciously tune into this energy even more. And many times, even when we're radiating positive vibes, people around us will start to pick it up. Even animals pick up our energy, our positive vibes. So our energy communicates to each other. That's how we actually communicate. We radiate energy to each other, and that's how we sense whether we feel comfortable or not with people around us. So as we start tapping into our energy and we work with our energy and cause it to move up to our brain area, and we experience in consciousness what we really want to achieve, we start to radiate this out, and we'll start to attract our goals to us also once we start taking action. So what we radiate out, we attract. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. Albert Einstein said this. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. Albert Einstein. So let's say, for example, a person wants to be in a nice, deep relationship. So once again, once you get clear on the type of person that you want to be in a relationship with, and you start to visualize this person, the qualities that the person would have, the values, you start to even experience what you would be saying to this person, what this person would be saying to you, how you would be spending time together. And as you experience the reality of being with this person, the specific person in consciousness, once again, you owning that experience, you're comfortable with it. So you start to radiate that frequency out to the universe. That's what Albert Einstein is saying. You're matching the frequency of love, of intimacy. And as you radiate this frequency out, you will start, that energy will attract the person that you're looking for. They will pick up this energy and they will also be radiating at the same frequency, and somehow the energies will connect and you will land up out the blue meeting this person. This is how exciting this is, the philosophy and applying this material. Let's have a look at step 3. So step 3 says plan the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. So you need to ask yourself the question, what steps must you take in order to achieve your goals? And by when must you take these steps? Now, the first thing we can look at that helps us to come to a step-by-step plan we can ask ourselves some questions. Number one, what can stop me from achieving my goals? What are the things that are getting in my way? For example, it could be procrastination. It could be low self-worth. It could be not managing my time properly. I don't know how to achieve my goals. I don't know where to start. So you start listing all the things that can stop you from achieving your goals. In other words, what are the roadblocks? What is blocking me from achieving my goals? What is stopping me from achieving my goals? Why haven't I achieved my goals yet? What are the roadblocks that can stop me that I need to overcome? So we need to think this through. What is getting in the way of me achieving my goals? What changes do I need to make? And write them down, list them down. What habits do I need to clear away? What habits have I got that I need to perhaps get rid of that are getting in the way of me achieving my goals? So from step 2, when we start to experience what we want in consciousness, it's a great idea to start putting ideas down in writing, because writing helps us to get clarity. Writing is a wonderful reminder. We can always go back to our goals and read them, look at our goals, look at our plans. So I encourage you to take time and put these things in writing. Back to step 3. What habits do I need to clear away? And Joseph Campbell says, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Joseph Campbell. So we need to be very open and honest, and we need to look at the areas and face them that are getting in the way, because when we deal with those areas, we're going to find our treasure. We've looked at some of the roadblocks. Now let's look at the solutions to those roadblocks, which will help us to eventually come to identifying the steps that we need to take. So let's look at some solutions. Now you can ask yourself, what must I do to overcome the roadblocks that I've identified? So you can take each one of those roadblocks that you've identified and just ask yourself, what are some general solutions that you can take action on to overcome the roadblocks? The next step is, what specific steps must I take with deadlines? What specific steps with deadlines will I start to take? So now you can start looking at the roadblocks, the solutions, and you can start identifying some very, very specific steps to take with a target date. In other words, let's say, for example, you'd like to gain more knowledge on how to attract the ideal relationship. Just something as an idea, you can go onto YouTube and type in, how do I attract my ideal person? And there's tons and tons of videos that can come up. So that is step number 3, the plan. Let's have a look at some quotes that I found valuable. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. Alan LeCain, author. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. Alan LeCain, author. Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Alexander Graham Bell, inventor. Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Alexander Graham Bell, inventor. So when we take time, we've identified what we want. We've taken time to experience the goal in consciousness, and we're taking the time to build a plan. What are we actually doing? We're preparing. We're preparing the actions we're going to take so that we use our time wisely. So preparation is crucial in terms of success. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action. Napoleon Hill, author. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action. Napoleon Hill, author. So once we've identified a few steps, specific steps for the target date, we must take action whether you're ready or not. Now, what does that mean? What's very, very important in life, we have to learn to take action on our plan regardless of how we feel. Many times we want to wait till we feel like doing things. But then we procrastinate because we never really feel like doing the things we have to do. So in other words, we must get into the habit of doing the things we need to do, following on our plan regardless of how we feel. That's one of the secrets to success and to achievement and to fulfillment, to really take action. Because when we take action, what are we saying? We're not going to allow our feelings, to control our behavior. Also, action determines feeling. When we do the things we need to do, we'll start to feel differently. Step 4, take action. One step at a time, take action. Follow the plan, but also stay open. Many times we start taking action and out the blue, we start bumping into people. We need to be flexible as well. So we need to take the action, but we need to stay open. Because when we are committed and we show that commitment, what starts to happen, the universe starts to bring people to us, opportunities that we weren't even aware of, and we just need to stay open. Sometimes something better may come along as well. We need to stay very open. Some new information may come up that maybe causes us to change our plan a little bit. So we need to have a clear plan. We need to take action, but we also need to stay open. Do the thing and you'll have the power. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Isn't that amazing? If we fear public speaking, let's set the goal, just as an example. Start to experience in consciousness standing in front of a group and how you would feel, and then take the action. Start to talk in front of a few people, and you'll find that slowly, even though it may be fearful in the beginning, your fear will change into confidence. So we must do the thing and we'll have the power. A ship in a harbor is safe, but that's not what a ship is built for. Unknown. A ship in a harbor is safe, but that's not what a ship is built for. Unknown. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Jillian Michaels. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Jillian Michaels. When we take action outside our comfort zone, we start to experience that progress, we start to feel amazing and excited. And that encourages us to do it more often until eventually we form the habit of staying outside our comfort zone. As I sow, so shall I reap. As I sow, so shall I reap. If I want to achieve more, if I want more fulfillment, more meaning in my life, I must do the things that are going to lead to the achievement of my goals. What we give out, we give back. If we give love out to people, what's automatically going to happen? We're going to get love back. So we have to understand, we have to sow first in order to reap. Very, very powerful principle. If I want to experience the pure love, the infinite intelligence, the wisdom, the blissfulness, the higher knowledge, the creative power, the energy, the flow state, being in the zone, where I'm able to achieve my goals with effortless ease, where I attract things to me, attract abundance, I need to put the effort in. I need to sow. I need to do the work to uncover my true essence. It requires time, it requires commitment, and it requires effort. We need to sow in order to reap the rewards. The farmer sows first, trusting the harvest that will be reaped. The farmer sows first, trusting the harvest that will be reaped. And step 5 of the 5 steps to manifesting what you really want. Step 5 is we need to track your progress and make corrections. It's very important to ask yourself, where am I now in relationship to where I want to be? In relationship to achieving my goals. We need to know, where do we stand now? Because when I know where I stand now, I can then see what progress have I made. What do I still need to do to achieve my goals? What's working? What's not working? Make the corrections. So we need to evaluate. We need to evaluate. When we go into a presentation, we come out the presentation, it's a very good idea to just evaluate what was good, what was not so good that I need to work on, where can I improve? How was my day? What progress did I make towards my goals? What did I not do that I should have done more of? And there's no judgment. The key is just to evaluate and to learn from where we at in relationship to where we're going. Once we have accurate knowledge and good feedback, we can then plan our journey and our steps forward. What changes must I make in order to make more progress? What am I realizing that can help me to make more progress? So we need to evaluate, we need to take stock regularly. Where am I now in terms of the progress I've made, and where do I want to be? So let's just recap the 5 points that we covered. In future videos, I'm going to be talking a little bit more in detail in all of these 5 points. But these 5 points were just an overview that we can start to use in terms of our goals. 5 steps to manifesting what you want. Why do I use the word manifest? Because everything starts in consciousness. We first create what we want in consciousness. We experience it. We send out that energy into the universe. We plan, we take action, and we'll start to attract what we want. So the first step, just to recap, of the 5 steps to manifesting what you want, take the time, work on every day, even if it's a minute or 5 minutes. Do something that can help you to access your true self, whether it's spending 5 minutes in quiet time, whether it's focusing on your breathing, just tuning into your body. Do something that can help you to access your true self. Step 2, in consciousness, experience the reality of achieving what you want. Step 3, plan the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. Step 4, take action. And step 5, track your progress and make corrections. And like I said in the beginning of this video, just work through these points at your pace and to the best of your ability, because whatever time and effort you put into following these points, you are going to get benefit. And the more you practice them, the more they will become a habit, and the more they will become a part of you. If you like this video, please click on the like button. Please click and share with as many people as you can. And also click on the bell if you want to get notified of every time I upload a new video. Also, if you are able to, if you found value, please consider making a donation so that I can continue doing this work and bringing out these videos. The information is at the bottom of the video, and I wish you a wonderful day as you apply these 5 steps to manifesting what you really want.